What's up, fam? It's your boy Kirk, and we are back with a new platform. This is a new video and a new platform for streaming. Tier 2 and Tier 3 are clearly defined in terms of streaming platforms. Restream and StreamYard come to mind when you think of Tier 2, and then Ecamm and OBS, maybe even Wireshark come to mind when you think of Tier 3. But what if a platform straddled the fence? What if a platform dared to give you all the functions and features of Tier 3, but sitting firmly in Tier 2? I think you'd be interested to find out what that is. And in this video, we're going to dive into it. So without any further ado, let's figure out how it all works. I'm Kirk Nugent, and I teach small businesses, entrepreneurs, and faith-based entities how to simplify live stream mechanics so they can shine a floodlight on their brand. And in this video, we're going to be looking at Lightstream. GoLightstream.com is the website that you will find information about this platform on. And I want to give a huge shout out to the community. We were doing a test on Thursday night, and somebody commented asking me, have you checked out Lightstream? And I said, oh, sure, let me go and check it out. And that was the impetus for this video. So this is a first look. I'm probably going to do a much more in-depth video after the fact, but this is a first look at it, and I'm hoping that it will be something that is useful for all of you, something that allows you to kind of open your mind a little bit about what's possible with these platforms. And in the comments, I want you to tell me whether you feel this is a Tier 2 or a Tier 3 streaming platform. So let's dive in. So here we are on the desktop, and we're looking at Lightstream, and we're looking at their website and all the different things that are here. Create more professional and impactful live streams. They were founded really more so for gaming. There's an API here that you can do different things with. They stream to Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, and you can do some custom RTMPs. You're seeing some things here on the screen as well, but of course you can look at that on your own. But they do have the ability to bring in guests by sending them a link, and that experience for the guests is unique, and I'll get into that when we dive into the program. You have full layout and design control. This is the part that just blew me away. As soon as I got onto the website, I said, whoa, what's this? And then no downloads required. It's fully web-based, all cloud-based. It is amazing what they have been able to do here. What I want to show you first is, of course, my design for Convos and Collabs. This is the new live stream that I'm doing on Mondays on my channel. And so last week we had Lem on there, Lemuel. And so these are some of the designs that I used for that. And so just for reference sake, this is all one image, right, that I've designed. And the green parts are the areas that I cut out of the scene to be able to put a camera in there. And so then this becomes an overlay for my live stream. So this is the scene that I have my slide on, and I'm in this green part here. This is the scene that I have myself and my guest. Here is a guest call out. Essentially, I'm making the guest bigger because I want them to be prominent on screen for the audience to watch and be able to hear them make a point. Same thing for when I'm sharing my screen. This is for me here, and then my screen is in this piece here where I'm showing my website, my merch page, or whatever else. And then this is kind of an overlay for when I'm doing my ticker across the bottom of the screen. This allows me to hide that piece of it. So just giving you a little bit of a feel for what that piece looks like. And now I want to show you what that looks like in Ecamm so that you can compare it to Lightstream when we get into that platform. So now here we are in Ecamm on my desktop, and we're looking at the different things that are here. The countdown clock is here, and that's what that looks like. But then you also have this host overlay. And so now you get a feel for all the different things I was showing you in Canva, but now you're seeing them on screen. And so this, if I was sharing my screen, I'd be able to come in here and change this. Do that real quick. There's my screen, right? So if I go over there and scroll up and down, you'll see that's what that scene looks like with my screen shared into that scene. And here's me with the slides. And of course, you're seeing on my screen here that I have the one with Rob, and I can just unhide that one and hide that one. I can flip-flop between the two. I can hide both of these and actually just show the flyer for the show. Hide that one, come back. There's Lem, there's Desiree, and then there's Rob. So you get the point in terms of how that is done in Ecamm. Then you also have the host plus guest. Lem would be in that gray spot there. You also have the call out, and that kind of allows them to be bigger. And that gives you a feel for what this design looks like in Ecamm. But I want you to see that these are functions and features that we all love about Ecamm, because it is a full featured tier 3 streaming platform. It's installed on your desktop, and that's why you have that horsepower, the ability to do some of those things in that platform. So now we're in Lightstream. Studio.golightstream.com is where I'm at. I've created my account already, and I'm just going to kind of take you across the top bar here. So we have, creator project, and it gives you that name there. I have 2 projects created, but you can create multiple more. And each project, you get a chance, of course, to designate the name. You get a chance to also designate your resolution and frames per second. So I would have to upgrade to do some of the higher quality, but you can see that those options are there for you. I have 2 projects here. I'm going to get to this other one in a second, but I want to show you how I could possibly build out things in this new platform. You could also duplicate projects here. I wanted you to see that option. Still across the top, we have this Facebook icon, and that's, I've already connected my account for, and I've already done a test stream with this platform as well. And it was good. I did have a hiccup with the comments, so you'll see that later in the video. Here I have the ability to switch between YouTube and Facebook, but I want to point out this limitation. There is no way, at least none that I've found thus far. Again, this is a first look, folks, but right now I haven't found a way to stream to multiple destinations at the same time. So that is a limitation of this platform as compared to some of its competitors, if you will. But I think that the features you'll see as we go through the video far outweigh what it's lacking, especially when you consider that you could actually do RTMP going to something like Restream, and then have Restream stream to all of your destinations from there. I don't know what that would do for comments, but I just wanted to lay that out there, that this is a possibility. And then this is the go live button. On this side here, you have this this icon. It's kind of a chat. It looks like a chat, and yes, that actually does bring the chat out. You can also do that by hitting this green arrow here, and you have private chat and you have Facebook chat. What I want to show you here is, of course it says stream offline, but you actually have here what the audience is seeing. And this will make sense when I go online later. You'll see here the actual program, and this is the preview, and you can build your scenes, hit update, and then that becomes live to your audience. So nobody's seeing you move things around. Think about that. I want to make sure that everybody knows this is web-based. This is nothing has been installed on my computer. So now we're on this side here. You've got a couple of scenes across the bottom. You have this chat icon. This is really more for getting support from the folks at Lightstream. You have your audio mixer down here, and you have layers. You have this wheel here, and you can click that and select what camera you want to be in your default. And to be clear, this is the camera and the microphone that your audience will hear you on, your guests will hear you on when they're in the green room, or if they're in your stream. They will hear you through these, and they can hear you even though they're not in the scene, and you can hear them even though they're not in the scene, which is a great distinction to make. So let's build a scene here. I'm going to just grab an image. Some of those I've uploaded already here. I think this is a great one. Just allows us to build out something that we've already seen in Ecamm. So this is the one that I do host plus slides, or ads, if you will. So we have that. I'm actually going to hit this plus sign and do camera. And I'm going to add my FaceTime camera here. You see that takes over the whole screen. Let's size that down a little bit, pull it into play here, and maybe just make it a little bit bigger so we can get it to take over the whole thing. I do want to crop it a bit, so let's bring this in some and bring this in some. I hope that you're seeing that we are cropping a live video. That's pretty cool. That's really, really cool. So I move that over, drop that right about there. So we'll move this into position by taking this and moving it above, and boom. Now it's behind the overlay, and you have your scene built, and it looks clean. It looks as if it's just, it's a nice even little cutout, but we know that if you hit this and hit hide, you can see that video is back there. And then you have this little icon here that allows you to unhide. Other things we can do, of course, is now to bring in some of my flyers. All right, so here's one that I want to bring in. I'm going to get Rob on screen here and pull this down some, put this into the corner, pull this down some here just to make it a little bit bigger. And that looks good. So I've got Rob here. I'm going to actually lock it so that it doesn't go anywhere. I'm going to go ahead and bring in another image, and that's going to be Desiree. Let's get Desiree on screen. Start to kind of get it a little bit smaller, put it into place. It locks in there. I can put it right to where Rob was, and I can actually go ahead and lock this one as well. And then when I'm ready to swap between them, I can just click to hide Desiree's screen and unhide it. Hide and then unhide it, and that is seamless. That is going to be viewable by the audience, which is great. You will, however, once you make these changes within a scene, have to click the update scene button, and it's going to be about right here when we are live. So we built out an entire scene here, and I'm going to show you just in one of the ones that I built before. This is essentially the same thing. And you'll see that at the bottom, I've actually put the same ticker that we had in Ecamm, and it's scrolling across there. I'm going to just click it real quick so you can see some of these options. I have got transparency. I can wrap text, scroll. I can have it even blink. I can change, where it sits in the block. Any of those things are options as you are working with scenes here in Lightstream. So I'm going to hit this plus sign again and just kind of go through some of these other ones. Remote guest. This is how you would add a guest. You'd actually click up here, copy the invite link and send that. I'm actually going to copy it right now, and I'm going to send that to a friend so that they can jump in here with me in just a second. You have the ability to bring in audio sources, and you can click that and bring whatever audio source you have in here. Ecamm Out is a virtual microphone that I have that I can bring into this scene or this. Yeah, actually it's by scene. So you want to make sure you're mindful of that as well. And even for your guests, you do need to bring their audio in per scene, and you'll see that a little bit later as well. Hit this plus sign again. This is where everything is. You could do a screen share, so I could share my screen right in and be able to show that. I'm going to have my guest do that in a second. But here's another one, RTMP source, and you see import a feed from your local broadcasting software into our studio, up to 4 per scene. That is phenomenal. Okay, that is amazing. So I'm excited about that. That the ability to do RTMP ingest is really great. This is a third-party integration. Display donations, followers, and subscribers using our alerts integrations. This is great. Anybody who knows, those kind of widgets and integrations that we've been doing with Streamlabs and several other platforms, these will work for this system as well. So they have some of that stuff built in. And I want to make sure I say this, even as I'm getting ready to transition over to the other project, that this is all a browser. This is all a browser. So I didn't want to take the time to build out all of these scenes here on camera because I didn't want this to be a 45-minute video. But I did build these out before recording this video. And you can see this is essentially what we saw in Ecamm. Here we have the countdown. This is a countdown scene. I can bring in my audio with loopback. And while I don't have the ability to put a clock on scene, I do have the ability to bring in my Ecamm camera and then put a clock on that. So I could put a clock right here underneath myself if I wanted to, just to be able to have that clock in the scene. But there are many other ways that you could bring in a clock or whatever you want. And to be clear, I mean, if I hit this plus sign and just do, let's say, add an image, I can bring in even like the How It All Works logo, right? And because it's transparent, you can just size it wherever you want it, and your scene is built and you're ready to go. You push that to live and you're good. Here's the host only scene that we talked about in Ecamm as well. My video alone. Nothing else on screen. This is when I do my greetings, and then this is where I'm sharing my browser. So most times I share the newsletter, or I'll share our merch page, howitallworks.com/shop. Go ahead and check that out. Here is that same scene that I built out manually before, and again, it's one of those scenarios where I can unhide and then hide again, and we're good to go. But everything is here built in. And it looks very similar to what we're used to in Ecamm, which is a solid tier 3 streaming platform. And here is the last one. With my guest here, and you can see, we have that there. And while it is kind of off center, I can move that to where it is center. But you're also seeing where that bleed in is over here. So I can actually come to this device, and I would have to select a camera to be able to crop it. Which I'm not going to do right now. But the idea is, if I did do that, I have the crop button and I could actually crop this in so that it wouldn't bleed over to the other. But the other thing you can do is make sure that in your layer priority that this video is on top. And then here's the call out one. This is the last one. Just wanted to show this. And as I mentioned before, you do have the ability to play videos, but you have to play them as WebM. So if we could click on video clip here, you'll see that I uploaded this one as a WebM. And I'm gonna just click over to this other tab real quick. This is their knowledge base page talking about playing videos. And this line right here is critical. Support WebM files with file size limitations of 500 meg per file. I just want to make sure that that is known there. Pretty cool that they're using WebM and they're hosting those files in the system in Lightstream. You can use loop, you can use pause on last frame and stop and hide, and they have here what you would want to use those for, whether it's a background, a be right back screen, intro, outro, or if you wanted to do a transition, you do the stop and hide feature. So I took two of my videos, my outro and my intro, you throw them up on Cloud Convert and then just converted them to WebM and then downloaded them. And that's why I'm able to kind of pull this file in right now. And you can see that that is in here now. And I have the ability here in this option to say whether I want it to loop, stop or hide, pause on last frame. And so with that said, I see that my friend has texted me back now. So let's show you what it looks like with a guest on screen. So here we are on the screen. Harain is my good friend and he is with me. This is the countdown clock screen. So you're seeing what that looks like. And we are actually live right now on Facebook. So what I'm going to do is kind of double click on his video, his live video, and shift that around, change the size of it, put him more in the center of that window for the countdown clock. And you'll see that orange bar at the top. It's letting me know that, hey, you've made changes. You need to update the stream from preview to program. The preview window is the big one in the middle. The program window is the one in the top right. And so I'm going to just actually select a different camera for myself, and you'll see how that looks. And I hit the update button. And again, that goes to program, that goes to the live stream. And so you have a way to change your videos and your settings. What I noticed that Harain's microphone is not in this scene. So I'm adding him to the scene, which adds both his video and his mic to the scene. And then I'm just going to actually get rid of his video because he's already in the scene. So I just do that by hitting the trash can and he's gone, but his video is still in the scene and his microphone is still in the scene. And you can see the audio levels indicator at the bottom as he's talking, which is great. So in this scene, I have asked Harain to share his screen. He shared his iTunes screen, so no judgment on his music. But yeah, we've got his screen shared in here, and as he's scrolling, you can see that we can see what he's doing on his screen. And of course, I'm just changing my camera to the Sony camera and hitting update on that. Now in this scene, of course, this was designed with Lem for my show last week, but this is Harain. And so now the two of us are on screen. I'm changing my camera again, as I've done in some of the other scenes, just kind of walking through that process, select a different camera, grab the Sony, and then update the stream so that goes out to the live program. So hit that. Yeah, there we go. And you'll see that change is made. And the people online responded back to us saying, this is working. We are definitely seeing you both live. This is the call out screen. And I go back and forth between these two fairly often. And you can see every time I change scenes, it says update successful, meaning that it automatically updates what's happening live. This is a scene that I kind of built out myself, just you haven't seen this one before. This has a Corinne's screen in it. It has my screen in it. And what I'm doing right now is moving things around um, so that you can see those changes go out to go out to the live stream. And so I'm actually changing the priority, the layer priority for Horain's shared screen now to put it behind our cameras and then updating the stream again. And you see that that change takes effect. Uh, what I could also do is move this screen over a little more, and we're going to actually duplicate Horain in this scene. Just giving you an example of some of the things that you can do. So here, just come through remote guest, click that to add them to the stream. It gives me that window and I can size it, move it around wherever I want. And I could add multiple of those. And then of course, you want to hit update stream. Don't hit end stream, especially if you're live. So hit update stream and that goes out to programs. So now there's two Horains on screen, which is cool. And then of course, as I've been doing in several of the other scenes, I'm just selecting my other camera and then hit update stream and we're good to go. So what I'm going to do right now is actually bring my logo on screen. I just want to show you that graphics are possible as well. Bringing this logo on, pushing it around. I'm actually gonna. I was gonna leave it in the middle, but I've decided to make it small and put it up towards the top, and then we will hit update stream, and there it is. So it is visible for the audience right now. While we're still playing, I'm going to just go ahead and crop these. And this is, I want to make sure everybody knows this is a browser and we are cropping live videos in the browser, in a browser production tool. This is kind of amazing. And one of the things that I love is that once I have this set to the way that I want it, I can actually come up here, hit the three dots and hit duplicate. And there we go. That's another one that I have here. I'm just going to move that over. I'm going to delete one of Horain's videos, get to the other one, hit the crop button, move that over and size him up as well. Hit the checkbox to accept those changes. Come back over here, push that one to the side, bring my video over here. Then we got, we're going to have just a checkered, setup here. We're going to have 4 videos, two of me, 2 of Horain. So I'm going to duplicate Horain. So you see that how I did that, hit the 3 dots, bring that in. Here, now we've got, I'm just doing sizing now. I'm just, kind of lining things up. And you're seeing those green lines appear as I am sizing these up. It's allowing me to be able to line them up evenly, get them to the right height, and bam, hit update settings. And there we go. Now that change has been made. We have full control over everything. I don't have to do the 16:9. So what I'm doing right now is actually adding to the scene some flyers. So this is a flyer that we saw earlier, but I'm just gonna bring them in. I'm just basically loading this scene up with everything that I possibly can. So I hit the plus sign, hit image. I'm gonna find Desiree's flyer, bring that up. I'm gonna resize it and try and get it on the side here in that small black space that we still have left, and see if we can't, get all of this in one scene. And of course, we want to make them even. So don't want to just leave them any kind of way, although you could. But it really does have all these functions and features that enable us to really be able to make them nice and even and, sized properly. And boom, we hit update stream and stream is updated successfully. So there you have it. I mean, Lightstream. This is a new player in the field. I'm excited about it. One of the things that we always have to keep in mind is that as consumers, when new competitors come to the marketplace, in this case, it may not be a new competitor, but they bring new features, new functions. They're rolling out stuff that other platforms will have to keep pace with. So whatever your favorite live stream platform is, whether it be tier 2 or tier 3, this is one of those things where I think some of the functionality that they're rolling out here in a browser, I want to say that again, in a browser is critical for us to note, because our favorite streaming platforms will have to take note and keep pace. Now, some of them may just decide, you know what, that's way too complicated. Folks don't want that. But I built out these scenes in less than 20 minutes. I think it's something that absolutely needs to be considered by several other platforms as well. The program and preview and the ability to be able to edit scenes live and then publish that to your audience is a game changer as well. I think this is even an area where even Ecamm can learn from what Lightstream has rolled out. Now, I did find it to be a little bit buggy. I found the web page to be constantly telling me attempting to reconnect, which is odd because I've got a very fast connection here at home. So again, this is a first look. So don't quote us, don't take us to the bank. And yeah, I know that this was much longer than we intended it to be, but we wanted to be able to give you a very robust view of the platform. And I'm hoping that you'll be able to engage with us in the comments. Let us know a couple of things. Number one, do you think this is a tier 2 or tier 3 streaming platform? Number two, would you like to see more? Anything that you saw in the video today that you thought, man, I wish he had spent a little more time on that? Something in Ecamm, maybe something in Canva, maybe building out scenes. How did I cut out the green parts of my designs that I pull out of Canva so that I can have that as transparent and put my videos behind it? If that's your question, drop that in the chat. Let me know, because we are still building out our content list. We want to be able to put out stuff that is meaningful and helpful to all of you out there. Again, you saw me mention it. We have our merch page. We have our membership page on buymeacoffee.com/KirkRNugent. We want to make sure that you guys know about these. These are ways that you can support us and enable us to really focus in on creating content like this. So it's your boy Kirk Nugent, the Geek Speaker Preacher, hoping that somewhere in the video today, you were able to figure out how it all works. We'll see you in the next video.